Hey everybody, welcome back. I am going to be combining three different challenges today into this video. The first of which is stretch your sketch. And this time the Hip Club design schemer, I think it's Harry, provided a sketch that you can see here. And I like the sketch a lot, but it just so happened that it looked to me like it was a great jumping off point to, instead of stretching it, to flip it and turn it and have it match Jessica's scrap lift that we're doing for today, which is Kids to Scrap on Instagram. And you'll see that here. And that has 3 square photos, but they're going vertical. They're a little off-centered. But what I'm going to end up doing is taking her scrap, which is I'm going to push it together. I'm going to combine it with the sketch, kind of have the 3 square photos. And we're going to riff off the fact that on her page, she has, each photo has like some color behind it. We're going to do that. And we're going to combine all of this with for July, the My Little Scrapbook store is doing a true crime scrap cast. So kind of a online crop based on challenges from true crime podcasts. And the one we're going to be using is a timeline. And this is to arrange your layout in a chronological manner. So I thought I had 3 photos that I could arrange. And those 3 are from when we went to do a Lego kit at a local brewery. So I've got John starting his kit. I've got the kit kind of in mid-progress. And then I've got the final kit. And I've got 3 square photos. I'm going to be using paper from the Bright and Bold collection from Vicki Boutin. Right now, this is the paper I'm going to be using. And then the embellishments are mainly going to be coming from 49th and Market. I do have some really cool bird brads that I'm going to be probably putting on here. I've got a few parrots in this little kit. So I'm going to be doing that as well, just to add a little bit of fun. But hang with me. We're going to go on fast forward, and I will show you how this comes together. Was a long day. So I decided right off the bat that I wanted to add a little bit of mixed media. Put in an old Vicki Boutin stencil and some new neon paint that I just got from my little scrapbook store. Excuse me. And neon pink really went with the vibe of the parrots and the vibe of the page. So I thought that would be cool. It's new and I wanted to see what it looked like. It's super vibrant. It turns out super bright. If you love neon colors, you should run and figure out how to get this. This neon color, it works out really well. It also cleaned up very easily, which to me was a big, huge plus. So I was trying to decide where else I wanted to put the flowers. I ended up doing one big, huge thing in the middle. And notice I'm kind of mimicking the fact that in the sketch, she had mixed media around her photos. And I wanted to have mixed media around my photos to continue that vibe. Just see what I did. Now, this is wet. I had not taken the branding strip off. I had not really thought this through. I just was sitting here saying, I think I want to try this. This is a good page to try it with. It's a good color. It's a good opportunity. And I just made a huge mess and then had to rethink everything because now I have basically messed up my base page. So I'm going to clean up everything, set my base page aside. I'm going to go ahead and back the 3 square photos. They end up being about a 3 1/4. So I backed them on 3 1/2 inch paper. This is the solid from the Bright and Bold pack. Then I'm going to take this Bright and Bold paper and I'm going to cut the 3 flowers out of it. Remember I said to mimic the scrap lift, I was going to put something behind my photos. Well, that's what I'm putting behind my photos, is these 3 big flowers. Now, I don't know what happened to my camera. I hit it at some point. I think that when I was doing all my mixed media, I got my camera all messed up. So I had to kind of jigger it back. I apologize for that. But I'm using these flowers kind of like she uses the circles in the scrap lift. And you see I stretched that sketch, I turned it, I used the mixed media and I used the 3 square photos. I end up loving how this whole thing kind of comes together as far as the sketch and the scrap lift and the My Little Scrapbook Store Challenge. All of the things are working together in a way that I didn't really plan, but that is coming out to be perfect. So after I have the base of the page, I also had these brads that had parrots. So I wanted to add one to each of the pictures. So I got out the last 3, and ended up there's 3 parrots left. And poking through the picture, the mat, in some cases the flower and the base paper, you're going to get to watch. It was a struggle. I had a little struggle bus. That's okay. Sometimes that happens. But I did use my Tim Holtz poker, and the first 2 kind of went in pretty easily, but that last one, it really challenged me. I eventually got there, but it's going to be a struggle. I do love using brads. I've been trying to use up some of my brads. I do have quite a few of these, like what I'll say, shaped or, kind of novelty brads of like birds, or I have beer mugs. I was going to use a beer mug on this, didn't really seem appropriate at the end. But I have a lot of those novelty things that work out. So this was just one of those that I thought, what a great page that I can use this on. The other birds in this pack are toucans. I don't know when I will use toucans, but I will figure it out. Just trying to get everything, used up. So I was hoping to use a lot more of the 49 and Market Gardenia. I think it was Gardenia collection. And I just didn't. I mean, you'll see here in a second, I'm using the postage stamp to hold the brads in place, but I just didn't find anything that worked. And in fact, with the mixed media and the flowers, to my eye, this was busy enough. And when I look at both the scrap lift and the sketch, they don't have a lot of embellishments either. So I feel like with the mixed media on there, 3 big flowers, and then a few key embellishments, I really feel like the page is made. So that's what I stuck with, and I'm glad I did, because at the end of the day, I think if I had added more, I would have been disappointed in how it looked. So I did have just a few little pieces from that 49 Market Gardenia collection, which were the bright colors. One of the things I had was this yellow frame, and I only had 1 yellow frame, but I wanted just a little bit more yellow to pop through. And I decided to just use the frame in 2 places and kind of mix it up. I just didn't have enough yellow, I thought. When I had a few yellow flowers, John's skirt has yellow, the beer's yellow, the parrot's yellow. I wanted to bring that yellow out just a little bit more. So I think the frames did a great job of that. I'm digging through the supplies. I found a couple more yellow flowers. These pink flowers just didn't work. They were a little too I'm going to say Hawaiian, but they just didn't quite work. But the yellow flowers up there did. And then I'm just looking for a few more pieces, and I just didn't find any, like I said. And sometimes that's okay. Sometimes you have to dig through all your pieces, put them on the page, and then just decide that they're not the right pieces for your particular page. There's nothing wrong with deciding that. So at the end of the day, I think this is what I end up with. Now I'm going to look for titles, and I go back to that collection, and I don't find anything I like. So I'm going to glue all this down, and then I'm going to decide kind of where I want to go for my title. I do have one kind of container of leftover titles and title stickers and word stickers that I use, and I'm going to dig that out just because I didn't find any in the collection I had picked out. Kind of an easy thing that I do when I'm working with a collection and I just can't find something that I want. I have this container of titles that you're going to see here in a second. And I struggled with where to put it because the page was still wet. So it has a lot of Cocoa Vanilla. It has just some random stickers that I found, some of the old Vicky Bootins that I've gotten a couple of, and just basically big words. And this is an old Vicky Bootin. I don't know which one it was. And then the chipboard that I pull out is a Allie Edwards chipboard, and that blue is just the right color. I have the Heidi Swap in there too, and I was just finding things that were the right colors and met the sentiment. So I ended up using this word phrase sticker of Allie Edwards, and then for the title, I'm going to say, now this is life. But also, because I am doing the challenge for My Little Scrapbook Store, I'm going to put 1, 2, 3. because we're going to tell the story in a timeline. And that meets the challenge for the My Little Scrapbook store. So I felt like this particular sticker set was just perfect. So it's going to say, now this is life. That to me just is like, it was. It's just, this was fun. This is life. This is what we should be doing for a fun Saturday day. I think the last thing that I do is to actually journal. So I'm going to journal with 1, 2, and 3. I hope you've enjoyed this. Please take a chance to go and get some of your mixed media supplies out, play around, use some collections that you haven't used in a while. For me, I hadn't touched Bright and Bold in a long time, or the 49 Market collection. And also, head on over to My Little Scrapbook store. If you're watching this in July of 2025, we have the True Crime Scrapcast Crop Live. This month, you have all month to participate, and we've got 24 challenges based on things like timelines and true crime podcasts. I'll have the link in the description. I also have the playlist for both the Scrap-a-Sketch and the Scraplift Crafternoon. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next Sunday when I scrap lift someone else. Have a great week. Bye.